I got the power. Come on. And the whole world in my hand. You want this? My hair red one is nappy as hell. And that's my power. They hate my skin. I'm black as hell. That's my power. You hate my image. Come on. 'Cause I'm made. Ooh, I'm made in the image of God. My hair red one is nappy as hell.
Hey, Shalom Israel, Most High in Christ bless, Most High in Christ bless. Welcome back. Y'all know what time it is. We're back on the 11th hour. I'm your host today, Officer Elisha to my left.
Officer
To
Jeshurun.
my right.
Officer Nathaniel.
All right, so we're gonna get right into it. But first off, double honors to the bishops, deacons, and captains. Shout out to all the prophets worldwide doing the work. Most High in Christ bless you, men. And shout out to all Israel. All right, so y'all seen the thumbnail. Put that fire thumbnail back up, y'all.
Yes.
All right, no love, no mercy, man. No love, no mercy.
Appropriate.
We've been seeing it in our communities for years. I don't know what the beat was for. Oh, okay, gotcha. Hey, but we're gonna go into where these things stem from and look at how
it progresses.
how it progresses, showing the no love, no mercy that we have for one another. Let's get straight into it. Let's pull up that article. See, hey, you on point. I thought you would have missed that. He already where we need to start reading from. Let's go. Where no love, no mercy comes from. All right. Could you read that for us, Officer Dry, or you need to
Also put it up. Can they see that? The audience?
You're able to see it?
Can the audience?
It's on the left screen. It's on the left screen, Officer Dry.
All right.
Oh, okay. All praises.
Now the
all
audience,
praises.
let the audience see.
All right, let's read that.
What causes self-loathing?
Uh-huh.
Self-loathing usually stems from the past.
From the when?
From the past.
All right, so it says self-loathing stems from the past.
That's starting
So
point.
when it comes to when women be saying, oh, this happened to me, Dad, and there's certain ways that they react. Sometimes it's from their past.
Right.
And we have to forget those past, those traumas and different things like that. But we never had the therapy from the past, whatever caused us to hate ourselves, right? So that's what self-loathing is you hating yourself. So these things stem from the past. What was the past of the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans? Slavery.
Right.
Let's read on.
Self-loathing usually stems from the past, and most self-hating tendencies develop during childhood.
Develop when?
During childhood.
So that's why they say. That's why it says when Christ says with Nicodemus, if a man, how can I get into the kingdom of heaven? He said you have to be born again, because as a child it's easier for you to soak things in. So even as a child, even though you think your child aren't paying attention to you, for those that are married, that have children, and you're going through your day-to-day things, those kids pick up on your habits. Whether it be arguments in the home between husband and wife, they'll pick these things up. That's why a lot of the women tend to go after men that relates to their fathers. So watch this, read on.
Specifically, they're rooted in the relationship you had with your parents or caregivers. Because these are the earliest bonds we develop in our lives.
Let's just go right back to where it says with your parents or caregivers. I didn't do this. Could you pull up the definition for caregiver? I know it's gonna take some time. Get us Deuteronomy chapter 28. Deuteronomy chapter 28. Because it says our caregiver. Oh, you fast.
There it is. the audience see.
You all right.
Caregiver, a family member or paid helper who regularly looks after a child or a sick, elderly, or disabled person.
So you have to really think about this, right? It's a family member. It's supposed to be a family member that looks after the child, right?
Right.
But he's the one who takes care on a regular basis of that person, right?
Right.
So a caregiver does what? Feeds you, clothes you, make sure you're washed, do all these things, right? Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Just like the word itself. Give care.
Yeah.
Caregiver.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 48. Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies, which the Lord shall send against thee.
So God sent enemies against us, not friends, not family members, but our caregivers were our enemy. Read on.
In hunger and in thirst,
So that's what the caregiver does, right? Give care, hunger, give you, when you're thirsty, give you something to drink. When you're hungry, give you something to eat, read.
and in nakedness,
Give you clothing.
and in want of all things.
In one of all things, that caregiver is supposed to care for all the things you need. So we're going to have to serve them in one of all things. So whatever we need, we get from them. The caregiver, our caregiver, was the enemy.
Right.
It used to be God, but when you read a verse above it, because we didn't want to serve God in joyfulness and gladness of heart, God says, all right, go serve your enemies. So we're seeing where the self-loathing stems from. Read on.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck until he have destroyed thee.
So our caregivers destroyed us.
Right.
They destroyed us.
care.
Yeah, with care. With carefulness. They destroyed us carefully. Hey, you on point, officer. Hey, give me one more. Exodus chapter 1. Exodus chapter 1, read verse 10. Because this happened before. And whatever was written aforetime was written for our learning.
The book of Exodus, chapter 1 and verse 10.
All right. Hey, do me a favor. Do me a favor. I don't know what's going on. Get that water bottle. The one that they was arguing about is water wet. All right. Hey, listen, Israel. If you was here before this, man, brothers arguing if water's wet. Them brothers over there. Now,
And
hey,
using scripture. Too.
right. Lava is a liquid.
right,
Now, let's not get back into it.
No.
Let's not get back into it. But Exodus, again, back to the point, right?
Exodus chapter
Our caregivers were careful in how they destroyed us. All right. Now let's see in the past how things, because history tends to repeat itself. Let's see what happened in the past.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 10.
Uh-huh.
Come on, let us deal wisely with them,
That's that carefulness that you were speaking of. Read.
Care.
lest they multiply, and it come to pass that when there falleth out any war, they join also unto our enemies, and fight against us, and so get them up out of the land.
Damn, now you have to think about why slavery lasted so long. Because remember, during those times when we was enslaved, Spain was still here. France was still here. The whole thing about the Louisiana territory that purchased, they were still here in the early stages of slavery. So you have to think, let's deal wisely with these people. We have to make sure we subjugate them, because they might join on to the French. They might join on to the Spanish. Might join on to the British. All right, read on.
Verse 11. Therefore, they did set over them taskmasters
Caregivers. Read.
to afflict them with their burdens. And they built for Pharaoh treasure cities, Pithom and Ramses.
So our caregivers dealt wisely with us. That's why, let's go back to the article.
Because these are the earliest bonds we develop in our lives, they can have a great impact on how we perceive and act in future relationships.
Read that part again.
Because these are the earliest bonds we develop in our lives, they can have a great impact on how we perceive and act in
I
future
gotta say
relationships.
something.
Go ahead.
When I hear him say that, I keep thinking, I see the image of Dr. Joy DeGruy, and she described an example of what she used to do when she goes to a hotel. Before they leave the hotel, she straightens up the hotel, makes it all nice and clean, cleans up the bathroom. Everybody else don't do that. But she knows this stems from what she was taught, that we was lazy, all this other stuff. So she tries to counteract that. But that nobody else does that. Esau certainly don't, because I've used to clean in hotels. They leave that hotel trash.
I'm telling you. Yep. Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32. I leave that article on the screen because it says, because these are the earliest bonds we develop in our lives. And because of what we experience when we are young, our actions show what we have learned as children in future relationships, whether it be friendships, whether it be marriages, whether it be in business. You get what I'm saying? So Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 32, because how they dealt wisely with us, because we have to see the trauma that our people done went through, blacks and Hispanics. Let's read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So think about this. You yourself didn't have time to take care of your children. Bring them up in the admonition of the Lord. The caregiver did, because they were taken from you and given to another caregiver who's going to deal wisely with them. Now there's no parent there to reinforce, hey, don't do this, don't do that, don't do that. They're left alone. That's why you have to think about it. If Lord is saying this back then, that it will happen in the future, and it did happen back then, and it's still happening up to this day, now you have to think about the boarding schools with the Native Americans. Why did they take the children and not the adults?
Right.
Because of what we're reading here. That kill the Indian and save the man is they're taught to hate their nationality, hate who they are. Read on.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Now that trauma is going to the parent as well, because the parent's like, I know I have children, but I haven't seen them in years.
Yes, yeah. Thank you for bringing that scripture, because there was another example. Bishop brought this out. He said, why do the mothers, they destroy the characters of their sons? Because they weren't doing it out of hatred. They were doing it out of love. They were doing it, if they destroy the character of the sons, the master wouldn't sell their sons. And that has metastasized over generation after generation to where now they don't even know why they do it.
Right.
Damn.
Let me bring back on Exodus chapter 1. Exodus chapter 1, go up to verse 7. Well, actually, we'll start at verse 6. Because through this craftiness, all this happened over time. If you notice, just using the example of with the Egyptians, it took time. Over time, when a lot of Joseph was dead, the leadership was already gone. It took time to where they didn't know anything about Joseph, like the previous Egyptian pharaohs. So I want to show that right quick. Go ahead and read that.
Exodus chapter 1 and verse 6. And Joseph died, and all his brethren, and all that generation. And the children of Israel were fruitful, and increased abundantly, and multiplied, and waxed exceeding mighty, and the land was filled with them.
So all this is time. Time is passing at this point. So you think during all this time, you think the craftiness started just right then? No, it started slowly by surely, slowly but surely. Keep reading.
Verse 8. Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph.
Right, which knew not Joseph. Right. So it took time for that time where we started growing. We probably got lax. A lot of just like now, our leadership, we're gone. They don't have any type of head or leadership to lead over the people, right? So now it gives influence to be able to start from the young, building them up and instilling in their mind of that ease, right? And allows them to be influenced. Keep going.
Now there arose up a new king over Egypt, which knew not Joseph. And he said unto his people, behold, the people of the children of Israel are more and mightier than we.
Right. So while we're living lax, everything's going fine, living with the Egyptians, right? They're observing us. They're seeing how we're going mighty, how we're going fruitful, right? They're observing that. They're seeing how much of a threat that we are. But we're not seeing the threat. We're not seeing it, but they are. They're looking at it. That's how they perceive us. So that's how it allows all the craftiness to come into our families, and it starts, like you said, from the childhood, getting built up. I just want to just show that real quick point there.
Okay, I was about to say, boy. I was getting big, boy. All right now.
I was getting to a point.
Okay, all right. All praise, all praise. Let's get back to the article. I was about to say that boy's about to coon to that thing.
Because these are the earliest bonds we develop in our lives, they can have a great impact on how we perceive and act in future relationships. This naturally includes our relationship with ourselves.
With our what?
With ourselves.
So that's self-hatred. If you hate yourself, guess what?
You hate everybody else.
Yep. No, you're going to hate everybody that looks like you.
Right.
We know that for a fact. Boy, look at here. Boy, listen. When you remember who could y'all can find it. It's a clip. It's a joke. I hate my gums because they black. I hate Whoopi Goldberg's lips.
Oh, yeah.
I hate the back of your neck. Like, boy, I hate brownies. Like, yo, what the hell is this? But it shows that self-loading, what we was taught, because think about it. When we knew our history, we were kings. Man, we ruled over continents. Man, listen, our God is the one true God. Yo, ain't nobody, listen, do you know everybody's government, the way that their system is ran is off of our history? They were lawless people. We had laws that governed ourselves.
Right.
To the where now nations, they look at this as the blueprint to how to build a society.
Right. Exactly.
And yeah, you got it. Let's play that. We ain't gonna get strike, is we?
Racist black cop.
Okay. All right. Go back to Deuteronomy 28 while they read that, and read verse, where is that? Thou shalt not enjoy thy children. Letting you know, that's why when we get to these these other clips and stuff, you're gonna see that, yes, like, yo, we really not enjoying our children. We don't even enjoy to have them. And we're not even going to go into abortions. You found it? Matter of fact, let me look for it. Let me see. 41.
Yeah.
41. Yeah.
Yep.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
Wow.
For they shall go into captivity.
Now, you have to think about this. That's why homeschooling your kids is one of the main things we bring up, because I know there's constant letters being sent to my wife's and my email about, hey, there's something coming up and we know your kids can't participate in it. Because, times are rough, so we both have to work. So, getting them into the school system, and like, okay, they've been homeschooled. Like, hey, listen, we're going to get y'all in here and then eventually get you out. But you have to think about this. God says you're going to have to serve your enemies in one of all things. And, our enemies is our caregivers. Being taught in the school system is a craft dealing wisely with us.
Oh,
that's why you have the school to prison pipeline, right?
Right.
So when you don't enjoy your children and they're going into their system of care, when it comes to their system of learning, they're destroying your children in there as well. Because I'm sure we went to school and we was like, we don't want to go to school because we ain't got the good shoes, we ain't got the good clothes. No. And then if you with the other nations, they the first ones to have everything.
Right.
So you walking in there with low self-esteem, you walking with boogers in your eye, your shirt with holes in it, and then the kids that be chewing their shirts like this. Yeah, like, hey, y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all probably wasn't. You look like one of them kids. You look like one of them. I'm just messing with you.
Remember you had off-brand tennis shoes?
Right.
And they tease you. They call your shoes skis.
Yeah, so all these types, because if you went into a school that was with all black kids, you're like, all right, we understand the struggle. But then when you're placed around other people, that's what stems with the black excellence, goes into black exceptionalism. You're trying to be accepted by them. So that even destroys your self-esteem as well, because you have to bow yourself down to fit in. Right. You have to say, I can't act like this. I have to carry myself a certain type of way. But with us, we speak loud. But when you're around other nations, you speak low. You speak a certain type of way to make sure that you stay in the room with them. Y'all ready for that? All right, let's play that.
problem?
You there, get out of the truck and put your hands in the air. Stand on one leg. With the tip of your finger touch
They
the
making
tip of
mockery
your
of
nose.
us, but that's exactly what it
Now, with
is.
a circular motion, rub your stomach and pat your head while saying rubber baby buggy bumpers.
They put us through things that
Strike a pose. Now vote.
don't add up to the price of tea in China.
Don't do it, I'ma shoot you.
Now walk slowly towards the
Look.
car.
No, rest in peace, Bernie Mac, but boy, look here. Yee. Y'all, brother.
We didn't even do nothing. What? You think you tough? You look so tough now, little nigga. Hate you black bastards. You stink. I hate your black skin. I hate your black pants.
Hatred.
I hate black pepper.
Damn.
I hate black keys on the piano. I hate my gums because they black.
Now we think this is funny,
I
but this
hate
is
the
actually what's going
Goldberg's
on in our
neck.
soul.
I hate the back of Forrest Whitaker's neck. And most of all, I hate that black ass Wesley Snipes.
All right, that's it. That's it. But that's how it is, though.
Yep.
That is exactly how it is. And watch this. Let's finish the article. Let's go into what you brought up with the experiment that they did with the children. We're gonna see both Southern and Northern Kingdom.
Clark Dow experiment.
Yes. Let's finish that.
This naturally includes our relationship with ourselves, meaning that authoritarian or abusive caregivers can lead to self-loathing.
You see that? So we had they were careful with it. 400 plus years and they still doing it up to this day. Because when we see ourselves getting killed, that destroys us. We think we're gonna be good because you kind of forget about it, but that trauma is set in.
Right.
Basically.
Because the moment that red and blue start flashing on your rearview mirrors, you
Right.
regardless of how big you are, it don't matter how
Right.
you already know. Listen, I could die.
Yep.
It could turn sideways at any moment with dealing with this guy. And you pray. Sometimes you pray that it's your own people, but then even with that, it might be one of them.
Can I bring a scripture
Yes, sir.
talking about that self-hatred?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sirach 14, verse 6, if you don't mind, please. Because it speaks plainly about that self-hatred. Yeah.
Sirach chapter 14 and verse 6.
Uh-huh.
There is none worse than he that envieth himself,
Self-hatred.
and this is a recompense of his wickedness.
That's what God put on us. Because he's going to put he knew that it was going to cause self-hatred. And this is, we're supposed to learn from this. Okay, we have done wickedly. We're going to turn back to the Lord and keep these laws, statutes, and commandments.
Hey, read the next verse. Because this is bad, y'all. This is bad. Like, because you know how some people, they take, like, they see kindness as a weakness. Like it's weak to show love to one another. Read that.
Verse 7. And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly.
To show love, they do it unwillingly. Like, I really don't want to do this. That's why, like, to say good morning to your brother passing by, it's tough for black people now. They like, man, should I say it? Instead of saying it, they do this. Or, people in the Caribbean, they hear,
Especially up north.
Yeah.
They say the southern states, they're more
I think that
hospitable. But you go up north,
Nah, not no
man,
more. Tell you that. Not no more.
Not no more.
Not no more.
Not no more. You're right. You're right.
Probably in the country. Nah, we Southern. Nah, where we were. Nah, listen, they
I
ain't
grew
like
up
that.
Yeah, I remember the southern states were more hospitable.
Yeah.
But now, like you said, not no more, because now it's grown worse.
Yeah.
Where the southern states who were more hospitable are now worse than ever.
Yeah, even with the Levi kids today, right? Because matter of fact, we played cards last night, and how we're brought up is that around our elderly, because we see the elder women as aunties and the older men as uncles. It's automatic that way. That's how it is amongst the Levi community, right? So I'm playing with the guy across from me. I ain't gonna say his name. And he says a cuss word. I'm looking like, bro, what you doing? Like, yo, man, no, you don't do that in front of them. And they was like, oh, y'all don't, the women were like, no, y'all, it's okay. Like, nah, that's not how we was brought up. And like, even if that's the case now, no, that's not allowed. We shouldn't do that. And that's why we treat each other the way we treat each other. But like, as you're saying, over time, now the young kids, they don't do it. Because there was a process where you'll go and when you go into the house, you'll shake all the grown men hands. Oh, wow. You give them a firm handshake. And then the women, you'll kiss them on the cheek. It's just to show that you honor the elderly. To make sure, just like how we rise for bishop,
the hoary head.
The hoary head, it's the same thing we do for the elderly. But today we don't do that because, again, we hate ourselves. We don't respect each other to the point where it says that, and if he doeth good, he doeth unwillingly.
Because he don't want to seem like, if everybody is doing evil and you want to do good, now you seem like the oddball out.
Yeah, that's exactly what us keeping the commandments are. You think all perfect,
It's crazy.
Like, nah.
And a lot of elderly now, they try to be like the young man.
Oh, yeah. The
young woman.
Grandma trying to be a whore like the granddaughter.
It'll be the opposite.
Right. Yeah. All right, so let's finish the article. Let me try to get to it. Facts, something ain't right. Experts argue
that parents who encourage autonomy and allow their children to make mistakes will lead to more self-confidence. On the contrary, a parent that's overly controlling will create a lack of self-esteem that can eventually grow into self-loathing.
Yeah, that would happen. That's why it's a balance, because if you give them liberty to gad abroad, your daughter may become a thought. Right? She may end up pouring herself out according to the scripture. But at the same time, that's why it says to add feathers. Don't let them be idle. Give them chores. They should know what they need to do throughout the week. There's a balance in it. But then you can't just snap at them when they make a mistake.
Right.
Because next thing you know, the moment you come in the room, they jumping.
And then they're scared to do anything right. Why? Because it's the fear of making a mistake and being attacked viciously is greater than actually trying to do something good, and you might make a mistake, because even a just man is going to fall 7 times.
Right. And hey, that goes for you leaders. Hey, don't be like your caregivers, our enemy. That goes for you leaders. Hey, this affects grown men because we still deal with that past trauma, and it has passed down all the way to 2025. We men up here still experience some of those things that came from what our enemies done to us. And then our parents, they lived that, and they breathed it into us through their lives. We seen our parents have arguments. Fear. So that's why, brothers, sometimes I be like, yo, bro, why y'all walking around on eggshells and stuff?
Fear.
Like, yo, that happens. So we as leaders need to be able to see these things and, adjust. Let's finish this next paragraph, and then we'll jump into it.
Particularly, research suggests that as children, we identify with the angry caregiver instead of with ourselves. This leads to children taking on anger, fear, and other negative emotions that the parent is going through in moments of stress.
So that child is like, what is it? You know how the Lord says, care on the things of others? As children, if your parent is stressed, you're stressed. That child sees it and they automatically absorb it. So you have to think about all the children that during the times of slavery saw what happened. When they seen their father murdered, it's like they were murdered. A piece of them was killed.
And then they'll think, I just got my father killed.
Yep.
You know how damage that just did.
Self-hatred right there.
Yeah, we're gonna show a clip on that. Yeah, we're gonna show a clip of that. Let's finish reading it. That last paragraph.
As a result, we are subjected to situations that make us feel bad and inadequate.
So that's why we always, brothers be stressed, sisters be stressed. They face a lot of depression. This is where it stems from. So you parents better watch out. You parents better be careful. That's why it says the best teacher is your actions. All right, let's get to that. Let's get to the experiment. We good? All right. No problem. All praises. Shout out to the tech team.
There it is. Turn it up.
Turn it up a little
All the way.
Don't blow our eardrums off.
And can you show me the doll that looks bad? Okay.
The black doll look bad, huh?
You got to pause this. This girl don't look like she's more than 8 years old.
About 6.
Yeah, about 6, right? What has she learned from 1 to 6, or from 0 to 6, to say that a child that is dark skinned is bad?
Man.
Right.
What was it? Was it the parents? Was it what she was watching? Was it her
Advertisement.
surroundings? Was it inherited? This what these what we have to ask ourselves. This is why this experiment is being conducted.
She saw how our people are being treated.
Right.
No words had to be exchanged because more is taught. 90% of what's taught is visual.
Right.
Right. Just like that scripture says, you know a man by his look, his countenance, his walk, his gait, his everything.
Let's get that. Let's get that. Sirach 19:29.
Yep.
Let's get that.
This is the book of Sirach, chapter 19 and verse 29. A man may be known by his look, and one that hath understanding by his countenance when thou meetest him.
So that's you visually learning.
Right.
By observation, you're seeing, oh, this person is this type of person. So if you seeing your people act a certain type of way, or they're being oppressed or being shown in a particular type of way, you're gonna observe that, and you're gonna internalize it. So this is what's going on here. This is what we're watching. Play.
Why does that look bad? Because it's black.
Who taught you to hate the texture of your hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your skin to such extent that you bleach
Put the volume up a little bit.
to get like the white man? Who taught you to hate the shape of your nose and the shape of your lips?
Okay, thank you.
Who taught you to hate yourself from the top of your head to the soles of your feet? Who taught you to hate your own kind? Who taught you to hate the race that you belong to? So much so that you don't want to be around each other.
Man, selfish.
Before you come asking Mr. Muhammad, does he teach hate? You should ask yourself, who taught you to hate being what God gave you?
All right, let's stop this one. Let's get to the next one. This is the one that was that one was conducted here in America. This one was conducted in
Italy.
Italy.
Psychological experiment designed in the
So you have to-
1940s
you say, who
in
taught
the
you?
USA to test the degree of marginalization felt by African American children caused by prejudice, discrimination, and racial segregation.
So who taught us these things? Right? Like, we really have to go down to the nitty-gritty. Like, yo, how did we get this way? Because there was a time that, listen, everybody wanted to be black.
Right.
Everybody wanted to be black. Everybody wanted to be us.
It was everybody wanted. Even white folks wanted an afro.
Yeah.
I remember them times.
I'm not even talking about like the 60s. I'm talking about further back then. Like, people came to us to learn, traveled. Yo, look at their clothing. Look at how they conduct themselves.
Okay.
They're keeping their marriages undefiled. Like, yo, this is beautiful.
Matter of fact, they look to our rates of marriage as the starting point, the benchmark.
Yeah, let's
It's
get
the whole
that. In
foundation,
Isaiah,
everything we got.
the author of beauty.
Okay.
You know what I want, officer?
What is
Ezekiel
it?
3.
13:3. Wisdom of Solomon, what 13:3?
Wisdom of
that
Solomon
one
too, yeah.
That one
Okay.
too. Yeah. Let me get this one.
Yes, author of beauty. Wisdom of Solomon 13:3.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 13 and verse 3. With whose beauty if they being delighted took them to be gods.
It says their beauty. When they seen this, they was like, yo, these people are not from this earth.
Okay.
These people had to come from outer space. They're like, these people are gods. Because you have to think about this, man. If we was keeping the God's laws to the T back then, man, fasting, praying, eating in moderation.
We had powers.
Man, look at here, man. And remember, we grow small in the stature. There was a dude, right? The dude he just walking through the town. Fit. Everybody just breaking their neck. And he's just in modern clothes. A tank top, shirt, a tank top, pants, sandals, just walking through. Big black dude.
I've seen that video.
Yeah, but this is us in our garments and everything.
It just hit me now. I remember muscle bound, wearing clothes.
And you know when we go to Passovers, the main ones, when we all come and go to one location, what would be said about us? Oh, where you guys are from? From here in America. Where?
Right.
That's where in America?
We're
we
used
came
to
from
seeing
all over.
degenerates.
Yeah, people will stop us and be like, "What's going on here? Where you guys from? We're from here." Yeah, when it happened in Orlando, I live about 3 hours that way. What? Like, nah. All I know about you niggas is that y'all still kill and rob.
Ratchet.
Yeah. That's
baby
the
mama,
thought when
born
they
to
say
baby
this.
daddies.
Right.
The fathers lead the children.
Let me get the other one. Isaiah.
Oh, we didn't get
Yeah,
down.
finish it. My
finish
bad.
it.
I'm trying to hurry up and get this one. Y'all got the other one queued up? All right.
With whose beauty, if they being delighted took them to be gods, let them know how much better the Lord of them is. For the first author of beauty hath created them.
God created us. God gave us our dress code.
Amen.
That's why that's why we tell our women all the time. There's a difference between looking beautiful
Right.
and looking sexy.
Right. You don't want the second one.
Yeah. So
it was pushed.
yeah, it was pushed. Yeah, because
Look
they
sexy.
they sold a woman for wine. They breeded our women. They breeded the men, but using our sisters. Now read Isaiah chapter 3. This is how our women, you have to think about how decked out they were. That's why in the book I forgot the publishing. I think the publishing company is like Red Silver Fox. When Christopher Columbus took the natives over back to Spain, he said he dressed them in a royal attire that had golden trinkets on it. So
Embroidered.
they had embroidery of gold in it. Like, yo, who had? Man, I got regular stitching on this, man. It was gold. Gold was stitched into their clothing. Let's read that. Isaiah chapter 3, verse 16.
Okay, verse 16. Isaiah chapter 3 and verse 16. Moreover, the Lord said, because the daughters of Zion are haughty and walk with stretched forth necks and wanton eyes,
It wasn't people business.
walking and mincing as they go, and making a tinkling with their feet. Therefore, the Lord will smite with a scab the crown of the head of the daughters of Zion.
That's why y'all bald-headed today. This is a process.
Right.
You have to think about it. The reason why our sisters, y'all think about it. Self-loathing, right?
Right.
You hate yourself. You hate your hair. You hate your lips. You hate your eye color.
Right.
You hate everything about yourself. Now you braid it down, put glue and put a wig on it. And every time you keep having to do it, guess what? Your what we call your tape line, but your edges keep going further and further and further. To the way now you forehead bald.
And then they'll shave off their eyebrows, draw on their eyebrows.
Right.
Shave it off.
And it look like they cooking over there. It look like they trying to it look like they about to bring up something. But yes, sir.
They got to buy their edges off of Amazon Prime now.
Yeah, you gotta buy baby edges. They get baby hair and stuff and add it. That's wild. Watch this, right? So it says, therefore will the Lord smite with a scab. This is the crazy thing about it. Growing up, I don't know if y'all remember this song, but they used to say, bald head, scallywag. Y'all knew that? Y'all knew that song?
Yeah.
Who the hell they were talking about this whole time? Our sisters.
Yep.
Man, listen, we made songs about it. Man, listen, when the prophecies, when they come to pass, they become history. We have a song in our history based on y'all women becoming bald-headed. And the perm, because y'all hated that. Y'all wanted that straight hair.
Right.
That gave y'all fibroids, and that made y'all bald-headed. Read on.
Yes.
And the Lord will discover their secret parts.
And y'all ran through. You hate yourself. Guess what? You're going to give yourself to somebody who hate themselves. Read on.
In that day, the Lord would take away the bravery of their tinkling ornaments
So
about their
now
feet.
he's telling you about the attire that you wore. I know we just got on y'all head about all that other stuff, but this is before we didn't want to listen to our God, and before he delivered us to the enemy, this is how all women were dressed. Read.
And their calls and their round tires like the moon, their chains and the bracelets and the mufflers, the bonnets and the ornaments of the legs, and the headbands and the tablets and the earrings, the rings and nose jewels.
You see, like the East Indians with all that, and you would think that came from them. No, that came from us.
They got it from us, yes.
They got it from us. Read on.
The changeable suits of apparel, and the mantles, and the wimples, and the crisping pins, the glasses, and the fine linen, and the hoods, and the veils. And it shall come to pass that instead of sweet smell, there
Meaning
shall be
y'all
stink.
smelled good. Now y'all musty. Read on. It's musty everywhere.
That's why Vagisil is a multi-million-dollar
Yeah.
industry.
Yeah, strength. And pineapples can't help. Read.
There shall be stink, and instead of a girdle, a rent, and instead of well-set hair.
You know, girdle is when it's a rent, that thing just hanging. That's where the vajummic come from. That is.
Now you see sisters walking around, they
Yeah.
their stomach all
the
out.
stomach is like the bottom of it is hanging. Like, yo, it's nasty,
So much so, there's a term, booty in the front.
Oh, yeah.
Booty
That's
in the front and the back.
Yeah. Listen, it's bad. It's bad out here. And then with the leggings, and it's like a big, it's like a double stomach. It's bad, man. Y'all know what we talking about.
They'll have it out.
Yeah,
They'll have it out with no shame.
What it's called? A fupa. Damn. Sheesh.
Fupa Loopa.
Yeah, what? For real. For real. Fupa Loopa. Hey, listen.
I'm learning something.
Hey, we're going to start calling that out. Hey, man, Fupa Loopa. That's a new thing on the earth. All right, let's read on.
And instead of well-set hair, baldness.
And it's Lord is telling you.
Multi-billion-dollar industry.
Right. Hey, let's read this quote. Let's read this quote right quick. Bishop had brought this out.
Yeah.
It's real. The Lord, listen, the reason why you do this is because you hate yourself, sister. Don't worry. That's why Captain Ship, when we marching, some of us used to hate ourselves.
Yeah.
Yes, that was us. We used to hate ourselves too. And we found out we were the gods on this earth.
Right.
Read that.
Robert Mugabe quotes, "You cannot give a woman everything she needs. If God himself gave them eyebrows, they shave it and draw their own. God gave them nails. They cut it off and fix their own. God gave them hair. They cut it off and fix their own. God gave them breast. They repackaged it to what they want. God gave them buttocks. They arrange it to the size they want. If even God can't satisfy them, then who are you to think that you can please them?"
Now we understand if these signs are telling us that woman that's doing all of this hate herself.
Right.
So why would I try to marry a woman like that? Why would I try to be with a woman like that? I'm sure that majority of brothers who's on child support that actually take care of their kids, that woman is doing that right there, shaving her eyebrows, changing the what is this? Eyebrows. What's this one? Eyelashes. There it goes. The cumbrellas. Lip injections, butt all the
BBL.
all that
Oh,
stuff.
At
All
6
that stuff.
years
stink,
old,
too.
Vivica Fox.
Right. Yeah. Having to stand, be on their knees while catching a flight from the Dominican Republic or Colombia because they can't sit on their behinds. Sad. All right, let's play the next video.
Video number 3.
Yeah, the dog test in Italy.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to try to run through 2, 3, and then go to commercials.
We have recreated it with Italian children.
Yeah, this is our people in Italy. And you know some of the other races.
Bambola
but-
è bianca.
Which is the white doll.
Quale bambola è
Which is the
nera?
black doll.
Quale delle due
Which
è
doll is
bella?
pretty?
Questa.
Qual è quella
Which is
bella?
pretty?
My Jew.
Right.
Qual è quella brutta?
Which is ugly?
Damn.
E qual è quella buona?
Which is the nice doll?
Quale è
Which
cattiva?
one is bad?
Now
See
he's
the distress?
confused.
See it?
Now he's confused.
Qual è buona?
Which one is good?
That's the confused brother.
Lei.
Perché è buona?
Why is she good?
Perché ha gli occhi celesti.
Because she has blue eyes?
I want to know.
Quale?
Pause that. I want to know why the blue eyes.
Right.
Right.
Where you get
Hey,
that
could y'all pull the image of the beast? I'm gonna tell you like this.
I know.
Some of you grew up and you wanted that girl with blonde hair
Yes.
and blue eyes.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Why blonde hair and blue eyes? Why not brunette and green eyes?
Because I'll say, because children, like we were saying earlier, they only observed. They weren't taught it, but they observed. We were treated badly, therefore we must be bad. They were treated nice, therefore they must be good. And that's done without any words transferred.
Yep, it put the image of the beast up.
Yep.
I'm gonna tell you like this image right here has done a
Yeah.
number on our people. Hey, this is what I used to do in Miami to Northern Kingdom, right? And I thought it was just Northern Kingdom. After brothers come in and they'll be all right. I used to bring the image of the beast out. Now, if y'all don't know, that is not Jesus Christ. If this is your first time watching this show, that is not the Messiah.
Right.
No. Ain't no white man ever died for us.
Effeminate looking.
But this is what I would do. I would pull this image out and I would step on it in front of everybody. And you know what I'll see? When I step on it, brothers do this. Like they look away.
twitching?
Like you did something sacrilegious.
Yeah, they look like, hey, even Judah, Levi, Benji.
Man.
You could see them jerk a little bit. Like yo, you did something wrong.
They kind of act like lightning's about to come out the sky or
Right.
something.
Because they've been programmed. This image has done a number on our people. To the point where now the kid, she's good because she got blue eyes like Jesus. That's what it is. That's what she didn't say, but that's what she meant. Because I know I used to have to deal with that. When I came into the truth, and the moment they would speak about the image of Christ, I'd be like, it took a while before even when I prayed that I didn't see the dude on Passion of the Christ in my head.
Man.
Wow.
It took a while. So now with these children, you know, when we be at camp, we be like, yo, who's this? They say Jesus. So what you think they have to deal with when they don't look like him?
Right.
All right, let's go back to it. Press play. You could take him off the screen.
Man, please take
Yeah,
that
hurry
off.
up.
Take
Northern
that
Kingdom
off.
is changing.
Burn
you got people
him.
turning, you got people going back to evil.
Burn him.
Which one is bad?
You can see the sadness. See it right. Look at her face. You see the sadness.
Perché è cattiva?
Why is this doll bad?
Perché tutto,
Because he's
tutto
all
nero.
black.
E qual è la
And which
bambola
doll looks like
che ti
you?
somiglia di più?
Here we go.
That's
He
destroying.
confused. He like, wait,
Reluctantly
wait.
pointing to
Yeah.
the
She looks sad.
It's tearing her up inside.
It's easier to break an atom than a prejudice.
Hey,
Albert Einstein.
hey, we're gonna go to commercial break now because I want that to set in y'all damn heads. Yeah, go ponder on that. Hey, we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
All right.
Sarge, are you seeing this?
go. Ay, Mr. Oppenheimer, don't set this whole place on fire. Whoa, 144 like lions coming through the Bernie's fires. Whoa, we ain't getting tired, doing all our Lord desires. Whoa, got that burning fire, guess that you can call him Mr. Oppenheimer, don't set this whole place on fire. Whoa, 144 like lions coming through the Bernie's fires. Whoa, we ain't getting tired, doing all our Lord desires. Whoa, got that burning fire, guess that you can call him
Oppenheimer, I'm dropping, don't know what the time is. Christ gon' chime in. 1 hour, you know he on timing. One mind, we young in accord. Weapon pride, he come for the fort. Speak with a fire, I teach for the Lord. Cry loud, I speak from the cold. That's my plans, I'm getting a note. He on bad time, give me no choice. Speak with authority, tell by the voice. Spend 9, he came to destroy. 60 minutes, go back to the ops. Then I'm booming, pass me the. And at night, he ain't gonna know. Only cheery, watch him drop.
Like what? He be an op. Script coming, y'all all gon' drop. Finna be a jumper who would on the lot. Double go, ain't did it, I cop. Look, don't opt out. With this purple and gold, I'ma pop out. Gotta stay in the spirit, won't drop out. Snakes all around, so you better watch out. Like what? You be the chosen. Gotta get rid of those that be posing. Bomb chop, y'all opposite of frozen. Hold up, I'ma let Micah go in. I ain't dissing no ops, but they dead like that. Let them later go press like a red light. God taking people in darkness and breaking it out like a demon in the headlights.
Mr. Oppenheimer, gon' come through burning them fires. Whoa, 144 like lions, gon' come through burning these lions. It's that firm fire, got the screws swinging like a marker mine. On ships, rocking slave tie, now son of children and his blood required. Amalek, don't get it. I do me up, it's finished. Straight to the grave, the ancient of days, the prophecies is finished. And you cannot run, you'll be overcome when he come flying in the distance. And we in the chariots, watching you burn, this is the Lord's holy business.
Destroyer, creator, he coming down with the waster. Big body more than 8 foot. Thief in the nightly, the day shift. We take him back with they took. He coming down with that wormwood. Eat him, I do me an Amalek. We better make him our footstool. I'm a bear, better get that. 83, that's what it list at. Isaiah 54 and 16, Mr. Oppenheimer finna bring that. He coming down with that fire. Fervent heat, can't forget that. Now the day star from the far east gon' come down, you can't miss that. Oppenheimer, like 60 minutes on a timer. We turn into hunters and find you. Like, bout the rhinos and the lions. They bout the wolf of Zion. Like, wolves when we get the biting. We be the kings and priests, we ain't better lead to Israel united.
Mr. Oppenheimer, don't set this whole place on fire. Whoa, 144 like lions coming through the Bernie's fires. Whoa, we ain't getting tired, doing all our Lord desires. Whoa, got that burning fire, guess that you can call him Mr. Oppenheimer, don't set this whole place on fire. Whoa, 144 like lions coming through the Bernie's fires. Whoa, we ain't getting tired, doing all our Lord desires. Whoa, got that burning fire, guess that you can call him Mr.
Flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah. And I'm feeling good.
All right. Welcome back, Israel. Welcome back. Hey, we just finished off with that dog test. I pray that y'all gleaning things from here. Hey, your kids, what your kids see and what has been done to you and our ancestors have been passed down to us. All right, so be careful on how you deal with them. We have to. That's why reading Deuteronomy chapter 7 and verse 6 out in the streets, like that's why I understand why it says to go
It's
out.
hard for them to accept that.
Yeah, to go out and teach the gospel. Our people need this good news, man.
Exactly.
That they are the children of Israel, and that they're the greatest people to ever walk this earth. They need it.
They need to hear it over and over and over and over again.
Right. So watch this. So we remember when we read the article about what the kids observe, and sometimes if they make them what the parents go through, they themselves can feel it.
Right.
So this clip right here, let's see what you think this child, after witnessing this in front of him, because this would happen in slavery.
Yeah.
How you think his upbringing is gonna be? How you think his life is gonna be? How's it gonna proceed in future interactions?
And many of our people seen what we're about to show, and it never dawned on them this is what they're seeing.
Right.
Exactly.
Let's play that.
Come on.
Where you taking Mom?
Get back to work.
They know what's going to happen, but yet they're asking a question. Where are they taking Mom?
Come here. Look at me, boy. Don't you lose your temper with that man. This is world. We just living in it. You hear me? Now get on back to work.
And everybody reacted. See that? Everybody's being programmed.
Especially on the father, he gotta teach his son that. It just hurt him right there.
Many questions going through that boy's mind.
Hey.
Everybody has been programmed, including the boy.
What are you looking at? Huh? Who wants to go next? You get back to work.
Hey, you, get some of the hands help dig a hole for his pa.
You see this?
Hurry up.
And the white woman supports her white man. Take up the dead body
crying.
and carry on as nothing wrong.
I'm gonna have you in the house now.
All right, that's it. Hell with this. Talking about we're gonna have you in the house.
I'm gonna have you in the house now.
This is this. But you see it, right?
Yep.
He had to witness his mother being raped and hearing the sounds.
Yeah.
And then seeing your father have no might in his hand to do anything about it.
Yeah.
Programming.
Yo, you know if that was a one-on-one, he would have told white boy up. You already had a limp.
Right.
We going straight for your weakness. Sweep that leg, and boy, listen, it's over with.
Exactly.
Once you on that ground, you're done. You ain't getting back up. Because the moment you try to put hand on earth to lift yourself up, that uppercut coming.
Right.
But that is not our situation.
I'm telling you. But you remember what he told his son? Yeah. This is not our world. Give me that. Job chapter 9, verse 24.
I was just thinking too, like how,
and also give me Deuteronomy 28.
I was thinking too how the father must have been feeling with that.
Man,
you know,
listen here, bro.
Right there, I'm just feeling how the father was feeling.
Hey, listen,
listen,
I got killed early. I got killed early because my wife could watch slave movies. I can't watch slave movies. I don't know. It's probably the spirit of my forefathers. Like, yo, hey, listen, we rising up now.
Right.
No, it's not going down. Hell no.
They're right. They gonna kill
Man, listen,
me.
man, listen. Levi could be 70 pounds soaking wet. You is not going. He gonna stand his ground and fight. Listen, no, hell no. I can't watch slave movies.
You can't have a son.
I remember at 10 years old, I told my mother, I said, and it was a Martin Luther King video short back then. And I told my mother, I looked at my mother and I said, they gonna kill me. And she looked distressed on her face and she said, there's something wrong with you, boy. You're morbid. And from that point on, I thought there was something wrong until I heard Deacon Asaph. And he used to say, his thoughts were always dark. I mean, dark, grave sentences and parables. And then when he came into his truth, he understood there was nothing wrong with him. And then when I heard that, I said, okay, now I'm understanding.
Right. Yeah, it's just the old man in the past life just trying to, hey, bruh, trying to warn you out here. Tell you, get that.
Job chapter 9, verse 24.
Uh-huh.
The earth is given into the hand of the wicked.
The wicked runs the earth. Read.
He covereth the faces of the judges thereof.
The true judges, the children of Israel, he covers their faces up. He calls them African Americans, Mexican, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. He covered their faces. And then not only that, how further he goes into it, he puts counterfeits into the land and say, these are the children of Israel. Right. So if you are looking for them, they're already here. Here they go right here. They're called Jewish. Read.
If not, where and who is he?
If that white man ain't the wicked that runs this earth, then who is it? Because the things that this man has done, he hasn't just done it to the children of Israel. He done it to every nation he ever been to. Man. When the U.S. military goes to these other countries, y'all don't hear about, y'all just hear about, oh, this many dead, they dropped this many. Man, the army goes out there and they rape the women. Yeah. The UN, when they went to Haiti, the UN left with Haitian women being pregnant. And that happened in when was the earthquake, 2014, if I'm not mistaken, or probably 2012, 2010. Yeah. But there was another one after that. And they were there too. But 2010, a lot of the women were left pregnant by the UN soldiers who came. Those UN soldiers are soldiers from the United Nations. You understand? So armies, when they go and invade, they raping. Right. They raping. But watch this. Get that in Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 30. What we saw there. The things that you read in Deuteronomy chapter 28 is things that we had to experience. Children had to experience. That's why it said that he didn't have favor to the old nor the young. Meaning the children experienced it. Even other kids that got killed, there was other kids watching it.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
That happened constantly. Listen, our women are beautiful.
Still going on.
Yep, still going on with the women, the kids that's getting sex trafficking, kids taken from the border in Mexico. Listen, you have to think about this. Our women are beautiful. They know. What you think if I have full control over them, what I'll do? A heathen.
Every man
that won't respect, that doesn't respect us.
Whatever's in your imagination, that's what they.
Man, listen, and this what gets me hot. And our women marry them today like it's all cool, like it's all right. Like, yo, you have to hate yourself.
That's another level of destruction.
Yeah, you have to hate yourself to forget everything that happened to you and your ancestors and say, you know what? I'm gonna spread my legs to this man. It's wild.
Because this is the way to go.
I'm telling you, it's wild. Hey, let's play the next video because we're going to see how this plays up to today. Northern Kingdom and Southern Kingdom.
Hydrofloss is crazy work, man. Oh no, baby. Bro, tell him guy, chill the fuck out. Damn, nigga. Oh,
knocks her out.
Nigga knocks her out. Knocked out, bro. She's knocked out, bro.
All right, that's it on that. You see how he's laughing about it?
But didn't the caption say female bully?
Yes.
Female high school bully. She was the bully. She initiated.
Yes. Because
our women been taught that they can stand up to a man, talk back to a man,
Yep.
get into man's conversations, and to the point where she does anything.
She thinks she
willy-nilly.
could go toe to toe
Right.
with a man. Nah, no. Listen, hey, quickly, if y'all can find it, it's a UFC fighter. I think it was the transgender one, but they are one where it's two women fighting one overweight UFC fighter, and then there's a transgender one.
And
It's a man fighting a woman. Y'all try to say, okay, let these men who say they women come into these women's sports. He
Pulverized her.
dog walked her. Him.
what you're talking about.
Went to work.
Yeah.
Went to work on it. Listen, listen, don't try it, women. But I'm gonna tell you,
It's the women that eat.
you skinny brothers that be trying to get these big backs, we gonna go to a video where you gonna see that sister going to work on the brother. But matter of fact, I ain't gonna play that one. But you gonna see that monster, that sea monster. Hey, that's the one. Whichever one. That's the chubby one. That's the chubby one. Yeah, they played the chubby one. The transgender one, that dude dog walked her. Dog walked her. Yeah, that one with the chubby
What
guy.
happened to this fat guy when he fought against the two girls? As the bout began, he quickly became an aggressor with aimless strikes and punches at one girl at a time. When the girls tried to counter, he would grab their legs and hit back with his fists. Shockingly, he was gassed out just 60 seconds into the fight. The girls seized the opportunity but still couldn't put him down as his punches were too
out of
powerful.
breath.
The full distance,
And the
he
man
finished one
still
of the
had
girls
enough
when he
strength.
attacked them individually, and
Gave up
ultimately
already.
he won the handicap match. Look what happened to the...
That's it. Listen, women, stop it. Go get help.
Yeah.
Stop it.
He was out of breath.
Yeah, listen,
And he
this
still
brother's
walked
out of
up.
shape. Now, there's going to be some sisters that are going to be like, well, it wasn't me. Listen, you know what man to go get. You know you ain't going to get that brother that could go toe-to-toe with you. You going to go get, because Clarissa Shields said, man, I'll fight a man. You're not going to fight a man who has the same status as you.
Right.
You is not. You gonna go fight one of them peons, dude, the amateurs that just got in the
beta
game.
male.
Yeah.
She did. She still
She
lost.
did, and she still
Look.
She got dropped by a left
Yeah.
hook.
Right.
Him. It happens. Listen, stop it. Y'all not going toe to toe with us. But it's a process that we learn. The woman is taught to hate the man.
Right.
The man is taught to hate the woman now.
Break their bonds.
They broke. They don't love each other anymore. They don't love themselves. So that's why the brother could get her head and slam it on the table. He had the reach. You get what I'm saying? Once you pushed her off, I could have put a table between us. Like, nah, watch out, man. You have the strength to control all of that. So you have to think about this. Because in my day, we was taught never hit women. Right. And the women knew, hey, listen, don't put your hand on no man. But it got worse and worse. But it was still happening in those times too, because your fathers would put their hands on our mothers. It happened. Some of us, we had experienced that. Some of us, we stepped up to the point where we like, now we understand, like, nah, we ain't doing that because I see my father do it. I'm not going to be the same type of man. So it shows you how much hatred we have to another. There's another one. Hey, show me the timestamp. For not for this, but everything. So I know how much we could bring out. All right, good. Let's run this. This is the youth. This youth.
2 men are on the run this afternoon suspected of shooting a man and his 5-year-old daughter in Florida. Just released their phone. Adonis Robbins, Kobe Russell considered and dangerous. Investigators say they involved in Monday's shooting at Slappy's car wash. Ronnie Sibley was known in the local community as G. Little Ronnie, and videos him trying to get away while being shot at. Sibley was in the car and was also killed.
All right, so this just happened a couple of weeks ago, right? So this brother right here, Ronnie, went to the car wash and was vacuuming his car. You know, his daughter was in the car. You could see where they're shooting from. They started shooting from they bend the corner and they approach. You remember when you vacuum in the car, you're outside of the car.
Right.
Right.
So you're vacuuming, your child is in the car, they trying to hit him. So while shooting, trying to hit him, the bullets are having to go through the car to get to him.
Right.
So as he's running past the car, they're shooting towards his direction, kills his daughter. He doesn't drop right here. He runs across. He can't get over the gate. There's another part to it where they come and they shoot at him again, and he gets hit even more. And then you see him drop to the ground. Give me that about having no mercy, no love. I'm like, yo, it shows, it shows how bad our people have it. Matter of fact, hold that, and give me 1 John chapter, is it 4 and 20?
4 and 20, or 3:15. You talking about a murderer or?
I want the hatred, and I want how can you say you love God as well?
Okay.
Because I'm sure they went to church, and I'm sure that some of these kids could say they Christian, especially Northern Kingdom. They raised in church. Southern Kingdom too. Let's read that.
1 John chapter 4 and verse 20. If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother, he is a liar.
Why are you a liar if you say you love God and hate your brother? Go to 1 John chapter 3 and 15.
1 John chapter 3 verse 15. Whosoever hateth his brother is a murderer.
You see that hatred goes into murdering, because once you hate him, you could do everything after that. So once you hate your brother, you are a known murderer. Read.
And ye know that no murderer hath eternal life abiding in him.
Let's go back to it. 1 John 4 and 20.
1 John chapter 4 verse 20.
Uh-huh.
If a man say, I love God, and hateth his brother,
because you're a murderer.
He is
let's just like we do Deuteronomy 28:68.
Right.
Let's add this word into it. If a man say, I love God, and murder his brother,
Who looks like God.
right?
Yeah.
That looks like him.
Yeah.
That is a God.
Exactly. It's a reflection of you.
he is a liar.
You a liar, bro. You can't say that. And not only that, man, you a liar because you even worship a man that don't even look like your God. It shows, we know that picture created hatred, self-hatred for ourselves and for one another, because that's what we read in the article about self-loathing. Once you experience these things from what happened to our ancestors. Matter of fact, could you say that, Officer Dry, the quote? Because we're gonna lead into it.
Yeah. If there's a such thing as PTSD, post-traumatic slave
Disorder.
Where those things were passed down to us genetically and spiritually, by the way, then there has to be, the opposite has to be true.
Right.
There's a such thing as PTOD, post-traumatic oppression disorder, where those things were passed down from Esau, from generation to generation to generation to generation, to oppress us.
Right. And you know what it's called today? White privilege.
Yeah, privilege.
Yeah.
So if our atrocities or our traumatic experiences that we experience have been passed down, how they feel as if they're number one and they could do what the hell they want to do to us.
Level of cruelty.
It's passed down. That's why when we did the other one of those that hate us, that's why the child say, would you want Black History Month or baseball? He was like, baseball. Like, why would you? Because I don't like black people. And his father in the background smiling. He's gonna talk, well, that's my boy right there.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. You about to say something?
No, I was just thinking about what you just said. And that actually exists. Would you rather have Black History Month or baseball?
Right. It's damn. White kids say, the hell with these black people. I can live off of baseball. I can't live off these black people. All right, read that the rest of it. For he that loveth not his brother whom he have seen, how can he love God whom he have not seen? Right. Meaning, if you can't love your brother, if you're doing this to him, you're doing this to your sister, it shows you don't love yourself. That's why you could commit these acts against one another, because you don't love yourself. You see just like you see him, you see yourself. How we know that? Before you get Hosea, go to We was reading this all week. Ephesians 5. Ephesians 5, y'all. This is heavy, and I hope brothers understand what this goes into.
Ephesians chapter 5.
You know what I want?
Yes, sir. And verse 28.
Yeah. We can start from there.
So ought men to love their own wives as their own bodies.
What? So ought men to love their wives as their own bodies. Okay, go ahead.
He that loveth his wife loveth himself. For no man ever hateth his own flesh, but nourisheth and cherisheth it as the Lord the church.
So God says that if you love your wife, you're going to treat her right. Because if you love yourself, you ain't going to stab it or, hang yourself or drink Clorox.
Or have a bad diet.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying? Yep. Brother's getting cut. So if you love yourself, you're going to do things to, beautify it, better it, right? That's why it says no man yet hateth himself, but yet nourish it. So if you love yourself, you're going to nourish it. If you hate it, you're going to afflict yourself. So this is going into a husband and wife, just like Christ in the church. Right. So if you hurt your wife, you hate yourself. Right. If your wife, you hate your husband, or you hurting your husband, you hate yourself, which we're going to go into it. But it shows that if a brother hates another brother, it's because he hates himself. There's something in him that he don't like, and he may see it in you, and he's like, or he may see something that you're overcoming that he hasn't, and now he hates you. That's why it says, who could stand against envy? That stems from hatred. All right? Now let's play this next one, and then we'll get Hosea. Yep.
A mother murdered of her children and then hid them in a refrigerator for more than 2 years while she and her remaining children continued to live in that house. Michelle Blair, 35, was living on Detroit's east side with her 4 children in 2015 when she was evicted for failing to pay her rent. She was unemployed and struggling financially. When eviction workers showed up at Blair's house, she wasn't there, so the workers entered the house and began removing furniture from the home. But when they went to move her refrigerator, they found the packages of a teenage girl and a young boy in a large plastic bag. Michelle Blair was immediately arrested. At a hearing for Blair's 2 surviving children, the 8-year-old testified that he saw his mother kill his siblings. She went on a rampage in court, confessing to her crime and telling the judge that she kill the 2 children after she caught them bullying her youngest son. That statement was not proven in court, and Michelle Blair told the judge that she had no remorse for her actions. Michelle Blair pleaded guilty.
You could see it, man.
Yeah,
you could see it, bro.
Can I say something on the
Wow.
mentality?
Yeah.
Because it just hit me. It said she was unemployed, and then she kills her children.
No. The unemployment, when she got unemployed, that's how she got evicted. And because she got evicted, they went into the home, and while they were taking things out, they found the 2 kids that were killed. She killed the kids 2 years prior from it being exposed. Yeah.
That's not okay. Now, she kills the kids. She has hatred for her kids, for her children.
Yeah.
She said one of them was being bullied.
In the freezer.
Just like your dad.
And I will tell you, psychologically, she's because nobody does this without reinforcing the behavior.
Right.
They tell themselves, they rationalize in the sick mind that they're doing the right thing. She puts it in the freezer. Well, at least I'm keeping my kids, so I must love them. Something to that effect is going on in her head.
And you know who ain't there? You know who's absent?
It's something twisted.
Yeah.
I'm looking at your
You know
face,
who ain't there.
and you're looking at me like that is twisted. Yes. That's what goes on when you hear instances of this.
Right, as I said, you know who's absent there, the father. Ain't
They're
no father there.
rationalizing the evil in their head to make it good.
Yep.
Finish it off.
URDER and is currently serving a life sentence.
All right. So there's another one. Before we start bringing out the scriptures, there's another one. Might as well just add them all together. Play that next one. Yeah. Because, man, in the freezer. Like, yo,
That's crazy.
ain't bury them.
Right.
Left them in the
Don't leave
freezer.
it in the woods.
2
Don't-
years. Packaged. She packaged them.
And I know
Wow.
you can see them when you're going in there for something.
Yeah.
She has to see, I love my children.
Because you're not just going to leave them in there. You're going to put
Right.
things on top of it.
Right.
But she packaged them.
Yeah.
So you had to break bones,
Yeah.
break legs and arms so you could fit them.
And she's doing this
And it
evil.
was 2 of them. Like, bruh, like.
Can you imagine what's going on in her head?
Totally destroyed.
Look here, man.
It's another level.
Where's that? Don't counsel with yourself, because when you afflict yourself. Hold on. Let me find it.
Say that you don't afflict yourself.
No, it's on the left side of my page. Huh?
Afflict yourself with your own counsel.
Yeah.
That's right there.
Let me see. Did I go too far? Hold on. Let me see.
Afflicting yourself with your own counsel.
I think so.
Oh, you got it? It's up? No, but I'm saying that video is good, because we could play it and then we'll pull it after this.
Has been charged after police say the mother left her children home alone for several years in deplorable conditions. 34-year-old Kelly Bryant faces 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. Investigators say she left her 15-year-old son and 2 daughters, ages 12 and 13, alone in a home for nearly 5 years. They were surrounded by mold and trash as high as 4 feet, along with human waste.
Kind of reminds me of the commercials you see where animals are living in very deplorable conditions. Well, kind of take that times 10.
Officials say the boy only came out of the house twice, including once just to feel the grass in the yard. Once a week, prosecutors say Bryant would have home delivery services drop off some food, but authorities say the children were only getting 1 loaf of bread. The teens had not been in school since they were abandoned. All 3 are said to be in good health now and staying with a relative. Bryant faces life in prison if she's convicted.
Okay, so this is another one. Yo, she would leave, just bring the kids food and left them at the house. You seen the house?
Feces. I work at a sanitation department where they treat the feces of water treatment facilities. When I saw that, and I said, my mind immediately went back to work, and I'm going, oh my God. Because the feces has been there for days, God knows how long, and it's been this way, and it's constantly piling up. But what really killed me is she's rationalizing her behavior. Well, at least I didn't kill them. I'll just leave them in the house.
Right. You got that? Let me see what it say.
Like 30 and 21.
Oh, okay. I think that.
Yeah.
Yep. That is it.
Yes, sir. Sirach, chapter 30 and verse 21. Give not over thy mind to heaviness, and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel.
That's her rationalizing whether or not. I try to save the other 2 kids, or at least I'm taking care of the other 2.
Yeah.
No, go get some help, y'all. Like, if you at the point of, because there's signs for it. Like when a mother has a child, what is it called? Postpartum depression.
Yep.
There's signs of this, but these kids are aged up. Yeah, they grown. But God says, marry before you carry. So, because in both of these instances, you don't hear nothing about the husband. You don't hear nothing about the man. You don't hear nothing about the dad.
Nothing.
Correct me if I'm wrong. In the beginning of the video, go to the beginning of that video. They said the 2 daughters, wasn't it 2 daughters or 1 daughter?
Let's play it.
She walked funny, meaning she didn't learn how to really walk.
Damn.
Wow.
The police observed this, and they said the daughter didn't walk right.
Or it could have been malnutrition, or it could have been that she was hitting them. It could have been a number of things.
Yeah. Abuse and everything.
Michigan woman has been charged after police say the mother left her children home alone for several years in deplorable conditions. 34-year-old Kelly Bryant faces 3 counts of first-degree child abuse. Investigators say she left her 15-year-old son and 2 daughters, ages 12 and 13,
so it was 3 kids.
Alone in a home for nearly 5 years. They were surrounded by mold and trash as high as 4 feet, along with human waste.
Kind of reminds me of the commercials you see where animals are living in very deplorable conditions. Well, kind of take that times 10.
Officials say the boy only came out of the house twice, including once just to feel the grass in the yard. Once a week, prosecutors say Bryant would have home delivery services drop off some food, but authorities say the children were only getting one loaf of bread. The teens had not been in school since they were abandoned. All three are said to be in good health now and staying with a relative. Bryant faces life in prison if she's convicted.
It was a different
Man, listen, if that's 5 years. 5 years, yo. So these kids wasn't taking out the trash, none of that. They weren't going to school. He said the only time he came outside was to feel the grass.
Wow.
Yo, that's wild.
He's scared to go outside because the mother told them, stay inside and don't ever come out.
Let me give you a quick strip.
Hold on, let's finish this one.
Yes,
let's
sir,
finish
yes,
this
sir.
one in Sirach chapter 30.
Yes, sir.
Give not over thy mind to heaviness and afflict not thyself in thine own counsel. Read on. Verse 22.
Verse 22. The gladness of the heart is the life of a man.
We know from these two cases, they were stressing. Both those mothers were stressing. But they had other things in the back of their mind that they didn't know of. Things that stem from slavery. That this is how they rationalize how to conduct themselves. Because even in the scriptures, how were we going to get to this point that we're going to read in Job? Because it's going to tell you how our women operate. Read on. I read on.
The gladness of the heart is the life of man, and the joyfulness of a man prolongeth his days.
Now watch this. Read.
Love thine own soul.
Do what?
Love thine own soul. And comfort thy heart.
Letting you know that if you give your mind over to heaviness and afflict yourself in your own counsel, you don't love yourself. What we seen our sisters did, they don't love themselves. You have to love your own soul in order for you to love your children and love your husband. If you don't love yourself, how can you love your husband? That's what we read in Ephesians 5:29. It needs to be taught, right? These things ain't inherited. But it needs to be taught, which we're going to go into.
You know, but what they are taught is covetous on a heavy level.
Covetous, envy, man, hate, everything.
Exactly.
Oh, hold on. I know you got something to pull.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me get this in Job. Let me get this in Job right quick. About what we just seen. I know you probably wanted to get. You was gonna get Ezekiel 16?
No.
Okay, we gonna get to Ezekiel 16. Hold on, bear with me.
What are we looking for?
Forget it for young.
Oh,
forget it for young.
Job, right?
Got it. 39.
Good.
39.
Yes, sir.
Say again.
13.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Job chapter 39, verse 13. Gavest thou the goodly wings unto the peacocks, or wings and feathers unto the ostrich, which leaveth her eggs in the earth, and warmeth them in dust, and forgetteth that the foot may crush them, or that the wild beast may break them.
This is going into her children. She will forget where she put them at, and while she's just getting up in the day, she steps and kill her youngs. Read.
She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers.
The way that these mothers dealt with those children, they dealt with them like they were not her kids.
She's seeing them as the husband that she hates.
You know how those kids were being treated? Like we were being treated in slavery.
Yep, exactly.
That's exactly what we saw. Hey, find me the precept, because we're going to show you what a real mother would do. And this is a harlot that we're about to read about. Give me that in Solomon, with King Solomon. When he got his wisdom. He got his wisdom in like 1 Kings chapter 3, right? So it should be like 4 or 5. Let me get there with you. He had wisdom, but he asked the Lord for wisdom. Y'all see it? With the
where he says,
when they had to cut the child in half.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is in chapter 3. It is in chapter 3. Hold on. Yep. Read from verse 17.
Where did you say at?
Yeah. 1 Kings chapter
16.
3.
Yeah. We're gonna power read through this.
Yes, sir. 1 Kings chapter 3 and verse 16. Then came there 2 women that were harlots unto the king and stood before him.
So it was 2 harlots that came unto the king. Letting you know, in the time of Israel, listen, there was still sin going amongst us. Why were there 2 hoes in Israel during the time of Solomon, right after King David? Why is there 2 hoes here?
Still sin going on.
Yeah. Watch this. Read on.
And the one woman said, O my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in the house.
So both of them had children. Well, what the hell is going on here?
And
What
no
Israelite man knocked her up and didn't marry her?
Right.
Who hit and didn't marry? These are things that were going on in Israel. Do not think we had everything right, y'all. We was listen, the Lord is justified in what he did. Read on.
And it came to pass the 3rd day after I was delivered that this woman was delivered also. And we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house.
Let you know there was no man in the house. It was just them 2 with their 2 newborns. Read.
Save we 2 in the house. And this woman's child died in the night because she overlaid it.
She did what?
She overlaid it.
What we just read in Job? That she forgot where she put her young at, and her feet crushed the young. Read.
And she arose at midnight and took my son from beside me while thine handmaid slept, and laid it in her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom.
So she exchanges the children while they were asleep. I'm going to put my dead baby with her, and I'm going to keep her live baby. These women, I'm telling you, well, we're going to go back to Job, and we're going to see why her mindset is like this, which we already read, that she counseled within herself. Read.
And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck, behold, it was dead. But when I had considered it in the morning,
when
behold,
she considered it, because she said when she rose up, usually you'll wake up in the middle of the night, because when you're married, you find out that the woman's breast, it starts to hurt, and she knows, like the breast will tell her it's time to feed the child. So she woke up to give the child suck. Read.
Behold, it was not my child.
So when she seen that the child was dead, and she probably cried all night, but when there was light and she could actually see the child's face, and the mother's gonna know that their child's face. Even if after it grows up, they're gonna wait up, you look like my son, or you look like my daughter. Read.
Behold, it was not my son.
So she recognized that wasn't the child. Read.
Which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son.
Read.
Thus they spake before the king.
So they brought this matter to the king because they was arguing at the house. Now King Solomon has to judge this. We're gonna see what it means when a real mother is in the picture. Even though we know she had bad, she had a bad situation. She was going through some things. She was a harlot. She got pregnant. She was going through the same thing that we're reading here, or we're seeing here with these 2 mothers. Let's see what type of care you're supposed to have, even after your mistakes. Read.
Then said the king, The one said, This is my son that liveth, and thy son is the dead. And the other said, Nay, but thy son is the dead, and my son is the living. And the king said, Bring me a sword. And they brought a sword before the king. And the king said, Divide the living child in 2, and give half to the one and half to the other. Then spake the woman whose living child was unto the king.
The biological mother.
For her bowels yearned upon her son. And she said, O my Lord, give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. But the other said,
all right, this is what we see on the screen. The other said,
Let it be neither mine nor thine, but divided.
You know that's what they'll do when they argue with the man. Oh, if I can't have him, you can't have him, type of thing.
All day.
This is the type of we reading this in the Bible. Yes, the Bible brings up every matter that you could think of, whether it be in parable, whether it be in wise saying, or whether it be in situations in our history. It brings up matters that there's no new thing underneath the sun. To the point where, based off of those responses, what did King Solomon say?
Then the king answered and said, Give her the living child, and in no wise slay it. She is the mother thereof.
Because the mother will love her children. Supposed to love her children. But as we see, this ain't the case. Go back to Job.
So, as he said, give her living child to that other woman, the real mothers today would say, oh, let my son go to the father.
Yeah. Oh, now not go to the father, but abort it.
Right.
Abort the child. Instead of saying giving it to the father so it can live, they will abort the child.
Right. So if I can't have it, nobody can have it.
Exactly. Or they don't want to have it because they don't want their titty to drop, or they want to continue living a whorish life. Read on. Read back to Job chapter 39.
Job chapter 39, verse 16. She is hardened against her young ones, as though they were not hers. Her labor is in vain without fear.
Read.
Because God had deprived her of wisdom, neither hath he imparted to her understanding.
That's why it says not to counsel with yourself. Because the Lord ain't put it in you to be able to discipline yourself. Like, nah, I ain't gonna do that. Man, listen, them suicide rates, we gonna say, hey, it's there. They'll tell you. A lot of you women, y'all be doing that. So, but watch this. Give me Ezekiel 16:44. Just to end that.
Ezekiel chapter 16, verse 44. Behold, everyone that useth proverbs shall use this proverb against thee, saying, as is the mother, so is the daughter.
So we know it's passed down. It is as the mother, so is the daughter. Meaning, if we teach our children the right way, it would be passed down. Even though they make mistakes, there would be, that's why it says train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he is older, he shall never depart. Just like the prodigal son. He remembered, like, yo, man, my father told me all these things will happen. Now I'm over here struggling and doing all this. Let me set myself back right. Let me go back underneath my father's tutelage. All right? That's the Bible for us. Read on.
Verse 45. Thou art our mother's daughter, that loatheth her husband and her children.
Just like her mother hated her, she hates her children. Even if it was never said, it's shown by your examples. Whether or not the child, whether you're helping them with homework, or you're cussing them out, or you're saying you're no good. We've been through that. We understand. Hey, we got so used to it that we like, when you get older, she's just saying that just to say it. But it's because it's already embedded in us that's why we say we nonchalant to it now. Because it's already embedded us. Yeah, you want to say I'm no good, I'm just like my daddy. All right, whatever. Blase. But it was already sown. Right. Just like the scripture you had pulled about the word has killed many. Yes, the words that you speak to those children, the words that were spoken to us when we was in slavery, that we was nothing, the Constitution that was written that we was nothing, yes, it has set in. But this Bible also was set into your soul as well and let you know you're the greatest people on this earth. Right. Finish it off.
And thou art the sister of thy sisters, which loatheth their husbands.
So yeah, your cousins, your aunties, sister, yeah, y'all sisters be, man, just like how they was all in cahoots when Kevin Samuel got killed. Right. Yeah, they were all, oh yeah, that's good for that.
They say karma comes around.
Yeah, they were happy for it. Just like when a man who disrespects a woman, they all come together. Oh, you shouldn't do that. But when it's the other, crickets. Yep. Right. You don't hear nothing. Yo, where's the woman's council of persecuting men at when women are doing things wrong? Why y'all not getting on this woman? So watch this. That's it on that. Let's. I want to get through the next couple of videos.
Yes.
No love, no mercy. We're gonna end it with Hosea. Let's play the next video.
Doorbell.
Yeah, you can get all them things ready. All of them.
Our people don't realize people are getting surveillance videos now in their houses.
All right, watch this. Let's play that.
Please help me! Please help me!
A frantic woman races up to a neighbor's door. Will someone help her? Out of the darkness, this guy appears and grabs her by the hair.
No!
He drags the woman off the porch. Her
That's wild.
screams ring out as the struggle goes on. Then the guy delivers a grim warning.
we looked out the side window over here and witnessed him stomping on her and pulling her by her hair. It was awful.
That chilling video was recorded by a doorbell camera at a home here in Arcadia, California, about 20 miles from Los Angeles. The owner sent the footage to cops. They searched the neighborhood and say they found a woman being held captive inside this home right around the corner. Police identified the man as Robert Mendez and say he is the victim's estranged boyfriend. He was charged with suspicion of attempted murder and kidnapping.
All right, let's play the next one. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Keep playing games. Don't prove a friend if you want to.
Right.
Don't listen to the Israelites. Israelites don't know what the hell they talking about.
Our own counsel.
Yeah. Go ahead. Own counsel. I could do all bad by myself. I could pick and choose. I'm an adult now. Okay. Say less.
They say we're trying to put them back in slavery.
Yeah. No, you could choose. You're gonna end up with this. Now, that's not always the case, but if you don't prove a friend, according to the word of God, you might end up like this. Play it.
I was my dad.
Angela doesn't know how she's still alive.
I'm in so much pain. It hurts so much.
He came in and tackled me like a football player.
Beating her with a metal baton in a bloodthirsty rage.
I begged and I prayed out loud.
Man, he jacked her up, man. He jacked that sister up, bruh. All right, next one.
Stay away from the violence.
But we have no love, no mercy for one another, man.
That's thanks to the caregiver.
How could you beat your wife like that, bruh? And
that she chose.
Yeah, she chose it. But still, though, like, I don't get it. Like, whooping my kids, I know it. Nah, I'm gone too far. Pep on the thighs, brothers. I'm like 1, 2, 3. All right, they hooting and hollering, they hopping, doing backflips, front flips. All right, that's enough. 1, 2, 3 is enough.
They
All
learned
right,
the
yeah.
lesson.
But you get your fist, ball it up, and you heck it.
And leave welts. And leave.
You wild.
Use a metal baton on it.
Yeah. Bing. My bad, I messed up with the noise. Bing.
Bam.
She get up. Nah, it's just like what Bishop showed the other day with Stu. You got my money? You got my beep. All right, let's play this one.
Where my money?
Oh yeah, you brothers thought it was just men hitting women. Man, listen. All right, let's play this one.
Get away from me. I have PTSD about men. Leave me alone. You're making me anxious. Get back.
She got
And listen to me.
PTSD about men.
Listen to me.
And has a
Listen.
boyfriend.
Because this is my fiance and I can put my hands on him if I want to. This is my man. Are you listening to me? Are you listening? Can I sit down? Stop touching me. I told you I got PTSD about men putting their hands on me. Can you stop? I said I pushed him. I pushed him. That means get out my face. I'm trying to. Now shut the fuck up and listen. Y'all expect me to listen to y'all, and y'all can't listen to me. What is wrong with y'all? Is y'all cool? Y'all mental okay? Do y'all need a paramedic? We finna go. Come on. What the f is wrong with y'all? Do you see him telling you, stop touching me? What are you talking about? I've been through too much. We ain't going 1090. And I know what the f the police mean. I'm not stupid. I'm educated. And I'm tired of people playing with me like I'm dumb.
You want to always get our point across. That's why some be just letting our talk and getting it out.
Let me calm down myself. I have a coping skill sitting right there. Leave me alone. And my got the audacity to sit up here and talk about me behind my back. Like I don't know. I'm not a child.
Man,
I'm
she
a grown
crazy, cuz.
adult, and I deserve to be respected.
You see the boyfriend?
Yeah.
Listen, boy, look at here, boy. You let that bull start charging? Hey, look, you better get the hell up out the way. You better get the hell up out the way. I'm telling you. Look here, look, she see red. Listen, she trying to eat you, bro. She trying to eat you.
See that wild bull in the net.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
All right, let's play the next video. All right, man, listen, y'all brothers keep playing games, man.
Husband beats up wife.
For the second time.
A guy in a hat hit you and do that to you? Huh? He's your husband? You need to get looked at? Huh? You got a pretty puffy eye there and your lips busted? You want anyone to come look at you?
It was just a misunderstanding.
You hear that? Hey, stop. Stop.
Yeah.
You have to think about this. When a slave master, it's just a misunderstanding. I forgive you. Think this the same
mentality?
This the same
Yeah,
mentality.
same mentality.
Of when we were slaves and they did this to us. That's John 3:16. Oh, for God's sake, this is you. This is what the slave man. When you quote John 3:16, this is what you look like right here. I'm gonna tell you straight. I know I have to use a sister as an example. This should never be done to any brother nor sister. We don't promote violence at all. Matter of fact, let's get the scripture. Let's get the scripture. But also, we're gonna deal with brothers who do this as well. Sisters, prove a friend according to the scriptures. But watch this, right? Also, give me Proverbs 6. That's what it is. Proverbs 6. Proverbs 6:13. We're also gonna get Timothy's. Not a striker. Like, yo, listen. I'll be honest, bro. Y'all better not. That report better not come up here. I'm telling y'all, all right. Look here. Bro, and you dog walker, and she come bruised up, and it's a good sister. Sister put in work in the body. You mad, you done went off. Him. And think you gonna explain to us like it's all cool. Nah, bro. Yeah.
Better walk away.
Hey, listen. I pray to the Lord. I get my purple shirt back. Let's read that.
Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 13. He
winketh. Hey, read that.
He winketh with his eyes.
He does what?
He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet.
You didn't say, didn't the woman say that she was looking out the window and the dude was stomping on her and pulling her hair? He speaketh with his feet.
He teacheth with his fingers.
There he goes right here.
Yep.
He teach with his fingers. This is talking about a man beating on you. You women need to, that's why the scriptures say prove a friend. These things can happen to you. There's more on that?
Forwardness is in his heart. And he deviseth mischief continually.
Man, I'm telling you, this goes into the wicked. And where do we learn how to be wicked from? Who did we learn wickedness from? How did we get there? How did we get to know the perfect way of destroying one another? Through our enemies. Give me that, Timothy's.
That's that caregiving we gave out in the first article. That's thanks to that.
That's that caregiving. 1 Timothy chapter 3.
1 Timothy chapter 3 and verse 3. Not given to wine, no striker.
Start from verse 1. As a husband,
verse 1.
As a husband, a bishop is a leader. A husband falls in that category. Read.
Verse 1. This is a true saying. If a man desire the office of a bishop, he desireth a good work. A bishop then must be blameless.
You beating your wife, you're not blameless. You killing your kids, you're not blameless. You're poisoning your kids, you're not blameless. You're lying, you're stealing. You're cheating. You're not blameless. Read.
The husband of one wife, vigilant, sober, of good behavior, given to hospitality, apt to teach, not given to wine, no striker.
You're not beating your wife. Let's get that in Hosea quickly.
Hosea chapter 4 and verse 1. Hear the word of the Lord, ye children of Israel. For the Lord hath a controversy with the inhabitants of the land, because there is no truth, no mercy, nor knowledge of God in the land.
No knowledge of God is us not having the love of God in us to show love to one another. Knowledge, and when you read in Malachi 2 and 7, is the commandments of God. 1 John 5 and 3 show you that's also the love of God. So it says there's no knowledge of God. There's no love nor mercy amongst us. That's why God has a problem with us. But how do we combat that? Just like how we learn to hate each other through the process of slavery, or how our caregivers, the slave masters, did us. Let's see how we reverse that. Psalms chapter 78. Verse 5.
Psalms chapter 78 and verse 5. For he established a testimony in Jacob and appointed a law in Israel, which he commanded our fathers, that they should make them known to their children.
We're supposed to make the laws known to our children. Why? Because they're going to learn I can't hate my brother. I have to rebuke my neighbor. I can't suffer sin upon you. So if I'm doing that and you remember that's how we teach each other. As children seeing how we conduct ourselves, they're gonna, okay, this is how we're supposed to conduct ourselves. Read on.
That the generation to come.
That what?
The generation to come might know them.
That's how the next generation is gonna learn them. so forth and so on. Because if it's in our nature, if it's something that we do just off of a whim, the kids are going to do it the same way. They're going to perfect it. Read on. Generations to come.
Generation to come might know them, even the children which should be born, who should arise and declare them to their children.
You see that? It's a process. Just like how we went through the process of being broken down and hating ourselves, by loving each other, it's a process for us to continue teaching it to our generation so they can continue loving one another. And it starts here with us knowing who we are, that we are the children of Israel, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, and applying God's commandments. All right, wait, listen, hey, I know you wanted to bring out a script, but I had a...
no problem.
All right, so, hey, listen, all praises to those where y'all glean something from this. We're going to go straight to credits right now. Shalom.
Okay, all right. Shalom, y'all.
Hey, make sure, Israel, make sure y'all sending y'all alms, all right? You got IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org, right? Hey, how are our bishops, our deacons, the captains going out all over the four corners of the world? It's thanks to you all bringing in y'all donations, all right? So IUIC.fundraising at IsraelUnite.org. Also, locally, here in San Antonio, go to IUIC.sanantonio at IsraelUnite.org as well to help us out, all right? Next slide. Also, make sure y'all check out our new YouTube page, IUIC San Antonio 2, all right? Give us support, man. See all the latest videos, latest shorts, everything else, y'all. Next slide. Also, we're seeking your assistance to enhance our national broadcast, so please kindly spare a minute or two to provide some feedback by answering the 5 brief questions. You see our QR code right there. Go ahead and scan that and help us improve our shows, all right?
All right, and with that, we have been the 11th hour. Hey, shalom, Most High in Christ. Bless again, double honors to our bishops, deacons, captains, man. Shalom to all the prophets worldwide. Most High in Christ bless. And also, don't forget to remove all the leaven from your home and from yourself, all right?
Yes.
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless.
Shalom, Most High in Christ bless.
Call the troops. Call the troops. Somebody better call the troops.